EF and RF lenses. Which one is better and when should you upgrade? I'm going to talk about it on today's episode of
Ask David Bergman.
Hey there everybody, welcome back. Here I am, as always, answering your photography questions right here on Adorama TV. If you've got a photo question, you know what to do by now. Just go to askdavidbergman.com, submit that form on the site, and I just might pick your question and answer right here on a future show. Today's question comes from Zaida F, who wants to know, Hi David, I have a Canon 5D Mark IV and an R5. I love both cameras, but I'm unsure which way to grow my lens options. I have the adapter that allows me to use EF lenses on the R5, but not vice versa. I'm not sure if the sharpness and quality are the same using the adapter. Should I buy RF lenses instead? Thank you. Well, thank you, Zaida, for sending that in. I do certainly appreciate it. It's an important topic, and I've actually received similar questions from other photographers. So let's go ahead and break it down. First, I'm going to define what we're talking about here. EF and RF lenses are both made by Canon for their camera bodies. I bet you didn't know that EF stands for electrofocus. That's the quasi-futuristic sounding autofocus system that was built into the lenses when they debuted back in 1987. The major innovation at the time was that those lenses had electronic contacts so that they could communicate autofocus information with the camera body in real time. Now, RF stands for reimagined focus, and the first lenses came out in 2018 with the release of the full-frame mirrorless Canon EOS R. With this new system, Canon could take the opportunity to redesign their lenses and make them more efficient. Now, before that, I had no idea what flange distance was, but now I can tell you that it's the space between the lens mount and the digital sensor in the camera body. Now, because mirrorless cameras don't have a mirror, it allowed the engineers to design lenses with a smaller flange distance, which means they could get closer to the body. Now, to optical engineers, that's really exciting stuff. Not only could Canon make existing lenses smaller and lighter, but they could also design new ones that had never been possible. A perfect example is this right here. This is Canon's 28-70 f2 lens. It's pretty common for pro zooms to have a 2.8 maximum aperture, but this is f2. That's a giant piece of glass in there. It's a whole stop brighter, and this lens is a favorite for many working pros because it gives you similar quality as if you were using multiple prime lenses. Canon also now makes RF 600 and 800mm f11 lenses that are great for wildlife and other outdoor events. They would have been impractical and cost prohibitive to make before the switch to RF. Now you can pick these up for a reasonable amount and they fit inside a camera bag. Now RF lenses are the latest and greatest, so they have all of the newest advancements in lens tech. The autofocus system is lightning fast and they're crazy sharp from edge to edge with less flare and ghosting. They're also just smarter because the new RF mount lets a lot more data pass between the lens and the camera, which improves performance across the board. Now, here's the thing. Canon isn't the only company to make this type of transition for their mirrorless cameras. I exclusively shoot Canon, so that's the system I know best, but Sony and Nikon both have new lens designs, as do most of the other camera manufacturers. This was an industry-wide shift, almost as big as the switch to digital just a couple decades ago. So whenever there's new technology, of course, there's always the potential for issues if you're still using the old tech and trying to combine them. The good news is that Canon and most of the other companies make adapters like this one here so that you can keep using your older lenses on the new bodies. Now, Canon has multiple versions of this adapter. The simplest one just converts your EF lens to an RF mount. There's no glass in these. This is not an optical adapter, so there's absolutely no loss in image quality from your EF lenses. Now, there are also a couple of other Canon adapters that give you some cool options if you want them. Some RF lenses have an additional ring on them that you can program. I personally use it to change ISO on the fly. This happens to be the control ring mount adapter, and it has that ring on it so that you can get that extra functionality when you're using an EF lens. Now, Canon also has an adapter with a drop-in filter, so you can add a polarizing filter or a variable neutral density to any EF lens. Now, since it goes on the body end of the lens instead of the front, you don't need multiple filters for different lens sizes, and you can easily add a filter to lenses that you normally wouldn't be able to because they just don't have filter threads. Pretty smart stuff. Now, whichever adapter you choose to use, it not only converts the physical mount so you can attach to the lens, but it also has all of the electronics so that all of those functions from the new cameras are going to work seamlessly with your EF lenses. So that means when you upgrade to a new mirrorless system, you can continue to use your collection of older EF lenses. Now, I understand it's not always possible to just switch all of your gear over all at once, so the adapters are a nice way to allow you to upgrade at your own pace. Now, sometimes people ask me if there's an adapter to use new RF lenses like the 2870 f2 on their older DSLR bodies. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen. Because of that whole flange distance thing, the RF lenses are designed to have the lens very close to the sensor. A DSLR's mirror box just takes up too much space, so the lens can't get physically close enough to work. Okay, so now let's get to Zaida's question. It's a very common situation. You bought your first new mirrorless, the Canon R5, but you still have your 5D Mark IV, which is a DSLR, and of course all your EF lenses. In that case, it really depends on how long you're going to keep that 5D Mark IV. If you want the newest lenses, which gives you all of the advantages I talked about, then you're going to be buying RF in the future. That's probably what you're going to do. Now, since you can't use those on the DSLR, that means you'll only have one body. Now, Zaida, I don't know what you shoot or if you're a hobbyist or a working professional, but if you need two bodies for what you do, then I would consider upgrading the body first and then just pick up a second adapter. That way you can continue to use all of your current lenses on either body. There's absolutely no loss in quality when using them with the Canon adapter like we talked about. It's just as good as it was when it was on the DSLR. And then when you're ready to upgrade to RF lenses, you've already got the bodies that they work with. Now, for everyone else, if you have just one body and one lens, then either upgrade them both together or do the body first with an adapter until you can upgrade your lens. If you have multiple bodies, you need to decide if you're okay using mismatched systems. In other words, if you have one mirrorless body with one RF lens and one DSLR body with one EF lens, then you can only use those lenses with those bodies. You can't switch them back and forth. Now, for me, I don't like using two different type of bodies at the same time because muscle memory allows me to work the most efficiently. Now, I got the EOS R when it first came out in 2018. As a matter of fact, I still use it. It stays here in my studio full time, and it happens to be the one that I'm using to shoot these videos. But I didn't really start using mirrorless for my full-time concert shooting until I had two of the same body. Once I got a couple of R5s, I could mix and match lenses, and I was comfortable enough with where all the buttons and controls were that I could work quickly. I bought RF lenses as I could, and now it's all that I shoot. Now, many pros and serious enthusiasts, they just bite the bullet and upgrade bodies and lenses all at once, or at least as fast as they can. But if you're someone who just shoots for fun, there's absolutely nothing wrong with EF lenses, even on the new mirrorless bodies. The glass is still amazing, and you can get high-quality lenses for really good prices these days at places like Adorama's used department, so check them out. So here's the bottom line. I don't think there's even a question that if you're buying new lenses and want the latest and greatest, RF is the way to go. It's the future, and there are options to upgrade at your own pace. It's all about finding what works best for your style, your needs, and of course, your wallet. What do you all think? If you're using a mirrorless body, are you Team EF or Team RF? Did you get the new lenses right away, or are you mixing and matching? Let me know in the comments below. Remember, you can send in your own photo questions by going to askdavidbergman.com. If you like these videos, I do appreciate you hitting that like button. That does help me and the channel. And of course, subscribing to the Adorama YouTube channel. Click that bell icon so you're notified when new shows come out from me and all the hosts right here on Adorama TV. Thanks so much for joining me, and I hope I'll see you next time right here on Ask David Bergman.